to all of you. Welcome again to this live stream. So before we get into all of the dancing stuff, I thought I would give a short update on my little friends here. So this is Mousie. She's one of the, so for those of you who don't know my little pet story, I procured 2 rats as pets, and they multiplied into 21 rats. And it was actually really fun watching the babies interact and grow up and all of that, but the time had come, and yesterday I dropped them back at the breeder, most of them. I had selected 2 to keep, and one at the last minute was just kind of hiding, and she didn't want to go, so I ended up keeping her, and so now they're only 5, and three of the boys were adopted out too. So this is one of the moms. She does not seem very distressed that 15 of her kids just kind of disappeared and she never saw them again, so I guess it's all right. Yeah, she is just kind of hanging out. They're supposed to be nocturnal, but I find they're awake at all hours, so. Anyway, Mousie, you're not cooperating. All right. I'm going to just put her away really quick and get into dancing. I miss the babies. They were fun, but I just don't have the, I don't have the space, I don't have a house that would accommodate 21 rats. It would probably then be 60 rats and so forth. So anyway, so what I wanted to talk about this evening is weight shift. This is something that's important pretty much in any dance, but particularly in Latin social dance. How we put our weight on one foot or the other really affects the way that we dance. The style, the technique, just about everything. So we're gonna just do some basic, how do you step? So for those of you who are already dancing, there is salsa steps, so that's depending on what kind of salsa you're doing. I'm gonna do on 2, so 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. You have bachata, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you also have, cha-cha, we're not gonna worry about that tonight. You have merengue, which is just stepping from one foot to the other. So in all of these dances, you want to be very careful about where you're placing your weight. When you're just learning, don't worry about this. You just do it however you learn it. You just need to get the rhythm and the steps going automatically. That's the most important thing. But when you're trying to take it a little bit farther, you want to be really conscious of where your body weight is.
We have a question. Is this for advanced students? Is a question we have?
This is for, I would say, intermediate. That is to say, you already know the basics, right? You already know the steps. Although, if you're a beginner, don't worry. We're going to do it with merengue too, which is just right, left, right, left, right, left, or left, right, left, right, left, right, depending on whether you're following or leading. So stay tuned in. We are going to just do kind of the fundamentals of weight shift. So I'm sure you've all seen figure skaters, right? And they go on the ice and they're like, and they're going from one foot to the other. Now, when they go on one foot, obviously they have to put all of their body weight over one foot, or what happens? If they go like that, they're going to fall, or any other direction. So it's the same thing in salsa. Not that we're going to fall, but it just looks a little better and helps us with our hip movements and our style. And we don't have to balance on one foot, but we do want to be able to shift our body weight on. So say you're doing a merengue, right? Which is, we're just kind of marching along. And in this, when we're using our body weight, instead of walking as we normally would, right? we are going to be taking all of our body weight and putting it more or less on one foot, right? So see if you can shift it all onto your right foot. And just pick this one up a little. See if you got most of it there. Okay? Then we shift to our left. In fact, maybe let's just start with that. Take kind of a wide position and take all your body weight and shift it over one foot, over one leg. So you want to make sure most of it is there, even though you're not actually going to pick that foot up, but you want to be able to feel where your weight is going. Now shift it to the other leg. This is a very easy position. Knees are a little bit bent, relax. And we're just going to slowly shift from one leg to the other. Do you feel that? Do you feel how you're kind of freeing up one foot, putting all of it on the other? This is an exercise I very often start with because it's just getting that feeling. A lot of this is about training that muscle memory in your body. Now, if you take a position where one of your legs is a little bit in front, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to go from foot to foot, shift it to your leg that's in front, and then shift it to your leg that's in back. So we're just shifting our weight back and forth. Switch to the other side, and we go back and forth. Make sure you're not leaning, right? You want to stay flat. Pretend you have a book or something balanced on your head, right? So you're just going, you want to take this entire body. You don't want to make any kind of bending over. You just want to keep it very, very flat. Or maybe that there's a really low ceiling. You want to just brush that low ceiling and move your body from side to side. Here. Test yourself a little bit sometimes. Make sure all that weight is over that one leg, okay? Okay, let's do one more exercise before we get into an actual kind of dancing thing. So this is also an excellent one. We're just going to walk and we're going to balance on one foot. So when we walk, instead of walking normally, we're going to walk like a skater. So one foot, the other foot, the other foot, the other foot. We're going to be shifting the weight from foot to foot, just like this. Remember, we're not doing any kind of bouncing. We're just trying to stay like this part of our body stays in place. And the only thing we're doing is we're using our back leg to push off, bounce on our front leg. Now we're going to push off this leg, bounce on the front leg. This is a very good exercise. It's teaching this step. No bouncing, no bending the body, just staying straight, staying even. Don't lose the book on your head, don't let it fall off. And don't bump your head on the ceiling. Try and keep it smooth. So if we've got a little extra time, do a few of these. Walking down the street, or we get up in the morning, you're going to the sink and do some weight shifting. So if you're actually applying it to what you're doing, and this is all process, so no worries if it doesn't happen right away. So it goes. Coming back to merengue, we're just stepping from foot to foot. Instead of just stepping, you take all your weight and put it on one foot, okay? But instead of going evenly, this time, you're gonna step into it. This knee is gonna bend, and this hip is gonna go up in the air, right? So you're stepping down onto it, and what happens is this leg has no weight on it, and the hip is free to move upwards. See that? And I shift from the back, so here we go. So you're stepping on this foot, you're stepping down on it, and this hip is going into the air. And now we are going to do the opposite. We're going to step on this foot. Step down on it, your knees bending, this hip, up into the air. Let's go again. So I'm going to step down on this foot. This one's going up. And we're shifting our weight from side to side. And that's what gives you the hip movement, right? Because it's not really, a lot of people, they see something on the dance floor and they try and do it, but it's really helpful if you have a formula, if you have a technique. So when we're stepping into it, and this hip is going up. The opposite hip is going up. So you step on one foot, you step on the other foot, the opposite hip goes into the air. So merengue is actually, it's kind of going from side to side, right? With our hips. So all of these hip movements, opposite. It's counterintuitive at first. This is what you want. So let's do a few more, just slowly. Step on one foot, this hip going up. Step on the other, this hip is going up. And on to your right, on to your left. I'm exaggerating a little bit now, but that's just so you can see. Ground, one foot to the other. Now, we don't want back arching or any of that. Try and stay pretty still here when you're walking. You want to have good posture. You don't want to kind of contort your body. You're just staying very, very straight with good form. One foot to the other. And you can get your feet a little closer if you feel comfortable doing that. If not, just keep doing it as before. And now you're doing merengue, but you're getting a nice hip movement.
Someone who just joined wants to know what we're doing now.
What we're doing?
Someone who just joined.
Oh, okay. We are doing weight shift, kind of explanation of shifting your weight in Latin dance. So we started with a few exercises just to feel the weight shift. And now we're doing merengue. This holds true for men and women. Men do a little bit less of the hip movement, they'll be more like here. But, we ladies like to do the hip stuff. So we're shifting our weight, this hip is going up. And you want most of your weight on the leg you're stepping on. Back once more. So the concept of your opposite hip going up from the leg you step on is going to hold true throughout pretty much. So if we go on to Bachata, so for those of you who are not yet doing it, it's just from one side to the other. So we're going to start on the right. So right, left, tap, left, right, tap, right, tap, left, right, tap. So when you're first learning, you're going to be just stepping, right? But since we want to progress and be better and better all the time, this is something that it's good just to start thinking about right away. So again, let's just remember the posture, okay? So we're standing naturally, we're relaxed, but the shoulders are back. Roll them back just to feel that. And every time you think about it during the day, just roll the shoulders back. So you remember your posture. You're gonna forget, they'll sink forward. Keep pulling them back until your body remembers. And then we're gonna soften our knees a little bit. Call it softening. So they're not bent, they're not straight either. And once you've got this posture, make sure you don't want to stick about it like that, you want to keep it in. And it's like somebody just kind of is tipping you a little bit forward, right? So your weight is more or less over the balls of your feet. So it's almost a forward lean, but very slight. You know, you don't want to be so crazy that you can't balance. But you definitely do not want to be back, because being back is going to make it harder for you to move, especially if you're doing salsa and you have to go quickly and you're back here. You're going to have to rush to keep up. So keep that forward. And now we're going to try bachata with a weight shift. So if we're starting on our right, let's start from the back, maybe it's easier. So I'm going to step on my right foot, and I'm going to step into the ground. So this knee is bending, and that knee bend lets this hip go up. Try and stay straight. So you don't want to be like this. You know, don't want to stick your butt out. None of that. Just stay relaxed. Stay straight. Head up, chin up. And when I step on my next foot, so I'm on my right, when I step on my left, when I bring them together, I'm going to step into the ground, and the right hip goes up. I'm going to step again. So I'm going to step into my right foot. Left hip is going up. And then I'm going to tap. Now, you can just tap like this, or if you want, when you tap, so my weight is here on my right foot, I'm going to tap my left. My tap pushes my hip up. If you want to do a little extra, boom. Comes back to neutral. And then we're going to go the other direction. So I'm going to step on my left. Right hip is going up in the air. And when I step on my right foot together, left hip is going up. Repeat that. Step left, right hip going up. Bring my right in, and that's going to tap. And boom, up goes the hip. Let's repeat that a few more times. So stepping right, left hip up, left, right hip up, right, left hip, tap, hip up, step left, right hip up, step right, left hip up, step left, right hip, and tap. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. From the front, and you'll see that gives you that really nice, sexy hip movement. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, tap, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, tap, 5, 6, 7, and tap. So that's your bachata. Salsa, basic hip movement. It gets a little more complicated because that's where we usually do our infinity, where we've got the kind of a rolling hip movement, but we're not going to worry too much about that now. We want to first get the weight shift because it's especially important in salsa because you have a lot of quick movements, right? You're usually moving fast, and you want to have that weight forward, and you want to make sure it's on the right foot so you can react to your partner, or if you're leading, so you can lead and throw a few little surprises in there. So I'm going to take profile to you, okay? So we're going to keep repeating stuff over and over because it just doesn't happen right away. We will keep going over it. So we're going to soften our knees a little, weight is a little bit forward, okay? So today we are doing on 2, meaning we're going to step forward. Now this is for followers, but it's really about the weight shift today, so we're just going to do it this way. So we're going to step on our right foot. We're step forward. The weight is here. 1, step left, wait here, 3, our weight is back. Do we see that? Okay? So, 1, right here, 2, 3. Now here is where we don't want to go up and down, we don't want to bob. Salsa is a very back and forth dance. You're going down a line and you're keeping pretty much flat here. So you got your 1, 2, 3, 5, weights back here. Now this is a matter of preference. You can shift your weight to your back foot, 6, and forward on your 7. But there are some dancers, some mambo dancers, usually, so people who dance a little bit of a faster style salsa. Instead of that, they are going to keep their weight here. So they'll do their 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 5, and then the 6, 7, they're gonna stay in place. So they're just gonna 6, 7. Just kind of stretching out that back leg and using it to stay in place. And the reason for that is, if you're dancing fast, you need to be ready to move again, right? So if your partner is doing all kinds of stuff, you want to have a little bit more push and stay forward. So if we go again, that's 1 shift weight, 2 shift weight, 3 shift weight, 5 shift weight, 6 shift weight, 7 shift weight. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Now you see that brings me back and forth on the line. And that's what we want. Both people, so you'll be backing up, and then you'll be backing up, and then going forward and going back. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Right now I am shifting my weight all the time. We can do a few without shifting that back foot. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. If you're a little more advanced, try both. 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So, as far as hip movement, again, you're going to be stepping with your hips. We're not going to do the infinity tonight, but when you step forward on your 1, this hip is going up, 2, other hip, 3, 5, 6, 7. So that's that hip movement. It feels a little bit funny at first, but the more you practice it, the better it's going to get. And later on, we'll get into the infinities. But for now, just keep your hips moving. And I'm going to give you little homeworks, a few little exercises that will be super helpful, because every new thing that kind of gets in your muscle memory and becomes automatic is one less thing to think about on the dance floor, so you can have fun instead of thinking about whatever technique, okay? So, again, taking that posture, and remember to stay relaxed. Keep your chin up though, because you're not looking at the floor. You are going to be able, once you learn to lead and follow, to follow without looking at your partner's feet. You'll feel it. You'll feel how he's moving. So we're going to go down a little, forward a little with soft knees. And we're going to do just a couple of isolations since we're working on hip movements. We're going to take one where coming like all the way from our rib cage. And it's cute. Take a wide, comfortable stance, really sturdy. And we're going to swing like a bell. One hip and then the other is going to go up. And we're gonna try and give a little bounce to it, very tiny. So you're gonna be in the middle and bounce up. This hip is going to up to the side, and then you're going down in the middle. And this hip is going up. So it's just kind of this rocking. It's like a bell movement. Because really, we're not using just our hips in salsa when you see the hip movements. We're usually using our whole body like this. Smoother. And try and do a few of these whenever you can. Now I'm moving a little too much. You want to really kind of keep centered. You don't want to go from side to side. Body stays in place, okay? And we're going to do the same thing with just the hips. So if you're doing reggaeton or one of the kind of more popular styles, you may just choose your hips. So we're going to do the same thing with one hip up and then the other. Our weight's in the middle this time because we're just trying to isolate one part of our body. And so now we're just doing hips. And we can get that little bounce to it. Isolations are important. That'll contribute to the smoothness of your dancing later on. Try not to use your knees too much. So that is weight shift. Try if you can to do the exercises. When I say, I know you're all busy and there's not maybe hours and hours you can set aside for this, but if you can even set aside 5 minutes, say, and play 1 or 2 songs, and do your isolations with that. Going from here, hip isolations, just the hip. And we did weight shifting, so we just kind of again took the same position. We shifted our weight from side to side over one foot, then the other foot. And I kind of did it forward and back. And remember to stay straight. If you just do that for a few times, but you're regular about it, you're going to find a big difference. You're going to start to feel that weight shift in a different way of moving, a different way of walking, a different way of dancing. Back and forth. And then our little walking exercise where we just kind of using our back foot to balance on our front foot, putting all our weight over one foot, and we're walking just like that. One foot, the other, all our weight over one foot. On to the next foot, moving backwards if you feel like it. And that is our weight shift for tonight. Even if you're just beginning, try and do those exercises because later on you'll be thankful that you already got into this early. Because even if you don't do it right away, it's all about repetition over and over and over again. And if it's something you learn now and you forget about it while you're doing other things, at a certain point you're going to come back to it when you're ready to move to that next level and think, I remember the weight shift, right? And then you're gonna get a nice movement to your dancing. Bachata here. Your hips, and there, even just your merengue. So, butterflies. I'm hoping that you will let me know how you are doing down in the comments. If you need any kind of further explanation, what you want to see, what you want to do, what are kind of the technical and other issues that come up during your Latin dance or during your socials, and what your goals are. Do you want to look good on the dance floor? Are you doing it just for you, just to feel good, to get moving, get some exercise? Or do you want to perform? Do you want to kind of learn a little bit of that aspect of it? Whatever your goals are, they're all fine. And the important thing is that you're moving, that your body's moving, that your brain is working, and you're having a good time and having a few good moments each day when you do your dancing. So with that, Butterflies, I am going to wish you a wonderful evening, what's left of it. And I will be seeing you very soon. So, I love all of you, my Butterflies. Until the next time, goodbye. Happy dancing.